I think we can begin now. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Pinwheel session. I'm Piasha. I lead operations at RARE. Some of you may be new to Pinwheel. I can see some new names that I didn't see in the earlier ones. So I'll just a little bit tell you about what a Pinwheel is. Pinwheel is a RARE's tribute to the art of the journey, a forum centered on the pillars of sustainability and slow intentional travel. It creates a vital space for our community to converge, fostering a very profound engagement with places that matter and the enduring legacies they carry. So today our pinwheel is on RAAS, particularly RAAS Chhatrasagar, but you'll also get an overview of the other RAAS hotels that we have in Rajasthan. And I'll tell you a little briefly about RAAS Chhatrasagar. So it's like luxury tents that we have there, and it's not measured not just by the excess, but by silence, space, and an intimate connection with nature. Beautifully restored and thoughtfully elevated. For year-round comfort, it offers a rare experience where heritage, wilderness, and impeccable service exist in perfect balance. So they have actually come up with some new things, new features, or Sheikh will actually talk about all of that in greater detail. I have the pleasure of now inviting Sheikh, whose leadership has become synonymous with the RAAS brand, to share how a deep connection to place can define an unforgettable hospitality experience. So Sheikh, over to you, and I would request all of you to please keep your microphones muted while the session is on. We will have a question answer session like we usually do, so I'll take those up after the presentation is over. Yeah, so Sheikh, yes, you can begin.
Yes, thank you, Piazza. Thanks to their team, to give us this opportunity and to present RAAS Hotels. I think I can see that all this audience, thanks so much for your time. And I can see that some of well known to me. So let me show you this presentation of RAAS Hotels. Let me know if you are able to see my screenshot, Piazza. So
yeah, we can.
You can, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just a little bit before I go to Chhatrasagar, I know that main conversation discussion is for Chhatrasagar. There are some changes we have done it, but for some of them probably would be keen to know what RAAS Jodhpur is doing. So RAAS is our pride, and RAAS is, as you know, that when this hotel opened, it was only solo hotels. Even managing director also never thought that it will become a brand. Believe me, when 2009 it was opening, 2010 started soft opening, and I was happy to be integral part of this pre-opening team. After I left Aman Resorts, so this hotel I joined in 2010. From that, this hotel is growing, and of course, without support from you guys and the guest and the feedback, we are not would not have been able to reach what we are now today. So the RAAS is in this Jodhpur, in the old city. So the old city, as you say, that this is the old city of RAAS Jodhpur. So you can imagine that how the city it is. That we are very centrally located. If you see, this is our hotel. Here is our hotel, the RAAS. So it is very centrally located, surrounding this Neva house. And more about this architect. Of course, view is one of the great USP of these hotels because of Mehrangarh Fort. So that is the USP. Other than the interior, the architect has been, is a fabulous in RAAS. We have been awarded several times for this architect also. It is a very Jodhpur sandstone we use, and the Haveli, it is used to be Haveli of 300 years old Haveli, renovated Haveli now. So it is a mix of your new and that old taste. It's very contemporary work. And being in the old city, that's why guests love to be in the city to explore everything, by staying in RAAS. So because port is very close by, 10-15 minutes walk, or whether you go by tuk-tuk, or whether you go by car is 20 minutes. So that is the drivable. Then market is walkable distance. You go as many times as you want to go. So that is the USP of the RAAS, key selling of RAAS Jodhpur. We have a 40 rooms. If you see the blue color, that is the duplex suite on the top. Then on the down line, those are your luxury room. So that is the location about the RAAS I want to show you. Let me go to the second slide. That is a staple. As you know, the staple is just next to the RAAS. Why I wanted to present this staple? Because you all must know that kind of initiative RAAS has taken, to do the cleanness of this entire staple. Before RAAS, believe me, it is used to be one of the dumping place. It used to be garbage, It took almost 3 months to drain out all this garbage and to keep this place very clean. So that again, that local responsibility, RAAS always in the front line. So we have a 3 employee we kept here to keep this cleanliness. And this staple also we decorate with the candles as and when the guest, wants to do, they want to get the feel of that backdrop, that ambience, while having the drinks on the staple cafe or staple rooftop. So this is the staple is very famous now in Jodhpur. So any guest is going, to Jodhpur, 99.99% guests travel to Old City, they visit to Old City and they explore this staple. This is what is RAAS, in the central Old City, and this is the recent photographs we have taken. You see the trees, there's no single trees used to be, when the hotel was open. So RAAS is always known for green. So green is RAAS strength, and the fort is the USP. So out of 40, maximum rooms have the view of the fort. That's the, that rooms has kind of that view. So now no hotels in entire Jodhpur, you will have this view what RAAS is having. The central, you see that this is a restaurant, is all day dining. It is a baradari called, and the rooftop, we do the setup for the bars. This is how the architect, all this Jodhpur sandstone we use, jali work you will be able to see. The other picture you see, this is the, ramp, which is leading to the inside of the hotels to get the glimpse of the fort. Once, until unless, you are not coming inside of the hotels, you are not able to understand what exactly surprise element in the old city. You might find, your guest might find that is very hustle, very congested, while you're driving towards hotel. They might get irritated. But believe me, once they reach to this point and once they enter to the hotel, they forget everything. So that is the kind of surprise element there inside of the old city. This is again the architect work, that again the Jali work wanted to show you how it is, very done, tastefully done. This is the sandstone Jali work. Every luxury rooms has this balcony and the Jali. So this is the Jali from the bedroom. Once you coming outside the balcony, open the Jali. Once you open the Jali, you will have this view. So this is uninterrupted view of the fort. So maximum rooms have this view of the fort. So we have a total 28 luxury rooms. So out of 28, maximum rooms, almost 20 to 22 rooms have the view of the fort. Then we have 4 garden rooms, which is a base category. We generally, you don't get availability. So we always tell our partners to give these luxury rooms, which is very much 100% guest will will be comfortable in this luxury room. Then we have a 4 duplex suite, which is on the top floor. In the first photographs presentation, I have shown you this duplex suite is on the top floor. It has a 2 level. So bedroom on the lower level, living room on the upper level. Then we have a heritage suite. Heritage suites, we have total 3. And those are renovated Haveli. This is one of the restaurant called Dari Khana. Dari Khana is very signature restaurant of RAAS. And it is always very popular for the guest, and we welcome non-resident guests also. But it is recommended to book a prior in advance, and it is again has a great view of the fort. If you're sitting outside. This is the baradari inside of the hotel, which has almost 80 covers, and it is all-day dining, breakfast, lunch, dinner. We serve it here, and this baradari restaurant on the rooftop there is an open bar, which operate in the evening times. And the bar is overlooking the view of the fort, which is lit up in the evening. And this landscape we use for this private dining also. This is one of the restaurants we have come up the last year, and many of them may not be aware of that. This is called Stepwell Rooftop Restaurant. Earlier, many years back or few years back, if you say that if you've been to Old City, there's a restaurant called Jharokha 360. So now that entire building we have acquired, the Jharokha 60 is no more. We have completely renovated. If you see the architect, the setup, and the nicely done, it's a very fine dining. This is the area of the bar. So it has the view of the fort. And believe me, this has a better view than the RAAS. I'm happy to say that this Stepwell has a better view than the RAAS. And we operate, lunch and dinner here, even breakfast also. Whoever is staying in the Stepwell Hotel, which is our new hotel, newly acquired hotel, very affordable budgeted hotel. And, that's run by the RAAS only. So it has a top floor. This is the restaurant called Stepwell Rooftop. You must send your guest. Believe me that every guest will go so happily with the ambience and kind of food. And this, to reach there, there's an elevator also is there. Last year we have installed, that hydraulic elevator. So that's also leading up to this restaurant. So then RAAS has 3 restaurants is very much operating. 2 in the hotel I've shown you, and 1 is the Stepwell 360. And cafe is the 4th one, which is basically open. It doesn't have fine dining options. It's very come and eat quickly and then go for exploration. This is the cafe I'm talking about. Now the RAAS Jodhpur, that activities, many of them you do your own activities, but still I just say that this is what all activities we do by our direct guests. The fort, Jaswantara Fort, Bishnai Village. These are the activities we do. Of course, your guest might be interesting to go for, that blue tuk-tuk, or we have electronic tuk-tuk in the old city. So that's what we do. And the Staple Square, little bit heritage walk we do for the guest. So now I'm coming to this Chhatrasagar, because Jodhpur, I told you that about the Jodhpur, there's no changes other than little bit in room we are doing a little bit upgradation, which is every year we do it. But that was Jodhpur. Now Chhatrasagar, why I want to tell you, because Chhatrasagar also we have done a lots of changes last 2 years. This Chhatrasagar, many of them know that this is used to be with this owners driven, Mr. Hers Vardhan, he used to run this Chhatrasagar camp. Now we took over in 2019. And in November, it was supposed to be open, but it got delayed. But later on, it got affected by that COVID, the pandemic. So because of the pandemic, we couldn't operate it, and it took 2 years almost to get that inbound back. So slowly, we are now upgrading every year. It was not completed, believe me, after pandemic also. So now it is completed. So the Chhatrasagar has 16 tents. All the tents are beautifully designed. There is 4 different colors of each tent, and every tent has a very good theme, and total more than 500 square feet, the size of each tent. It's a very luxurious tent, and it has, as I said, it has 10 king size bed, 2 twin and 4 family tents. So that while it's making that, creating these tents, we always kept everything in mind, that you are expecting family, you are expecting 2 friends, you are expecting 4 ladies together, 2 ladies together. So that's why twin also is there, family room also is there, and that king size bed also. So that 16 tents we have. The lake, you see that lake is a huge lake, is a private lake. Believe me, it's 800 acres of land, the lake, the size, it is a man-made lake. And then the forest area is almost 15 acres of the land of the forest area. It is also in the private forest. This is not for this wildlife, I can say, but it is more in the wilderness. It's more about the birds and the nature, peace, quiet, what Piazza exactly said. So, guests can come, relax, and chilling out, and they have lots of activities to do. I'll tell you all the activities slowly. So this is the tents. They are, overlooking the lake, and that's the restaurant. You can see it. So we took over in 2019. you know. This is the how the tents. It is throughout the year. Again, I'm telling you, repeating you, it's throughout the year operating. So it is not that May, June we close it or July, August we closed it. It is operating throughout the year. So that tents, you see that inside of the works that work done, it is a birds, embroidery work is done. Skylight, you can see that you have a remote, you have a remote switch by next to the bedside. You press it, you see the skylight. The other pictures you did that has a private space, sitting out area overlooking the lake. This is the different color, the theme of the same tent. See, this picture is the family tent. So the bedroom and that one of the kid room, children room. And children means is a teenager. It's not up to 12 years. So up to 19 years, definitely can stay in the family tent. 3 adults, we don't do any of the hotels just because of this privacy, and then one washroom we have. But this family tent is the second bedroom also very spacious. So any family with the 2 children, 1 child coming, please must recommend this family tent. Luxury tent cannot accommodate extra bed because it doesn't have a space. The layout doesn't allow for any extra bed. So any child above 7 years need extra bed. You please take this family tent. Otherwise, that kids up to 6-7 years can have to share the parents' bed, because there is no extra bed, as I said, can be placed in the luxury tent. This is the restaurant where we have only one restaurant called Baradari. The one picture you see the left hand side, that is yours, overlooking that, the lake, the outdoor area, the sitting area, and other one inside. So this is one restaurant only. This is the restaurant photo, and the other one is the private dining. So you say that your group is coming, they want to do the private dining. This setup can be done on the dam wall or can be by the pool side. So this is how the setup we done. So in case group for any special celebration you want to do for the guest, we do the bonfire here and followed by, the dinner at the pool side or the dam wall. So the private dining experience for the guest also can be done. All the RAAS, that known for their all facility. The Chhatrasagar also, we have a swimming pool, and not only pool it is for to use also. So this is also temperature control in the winter, so a guest can easily and comfortably use this pool in the winter. Okay, this is what I'm talking about to highlight this, because this is a new addition to RAAS Chhatrasagar. RAAS, when we planned everything that we had to have a spa also, it is much awaited. We couldn't open it because of this COVID and pandemic and things that I told you. But last year we opened this Chhatrasagar. If somebody have already been to the Chhatrasagar, you know that there's a hill, hilltop. So it just one step up, there's this new structure have built. It's not on the hilltop. It is just on the hill only, little bit on the first stage in the Chhatrasagar. So this is a spa. We have a total 2 sets of spa room. Each set has an indoor and outdoor. Outdoor is open to sky. So both has the same setup. Okay, and that showers is 2 by 2 feet showers. Then this is the setup for spa treatment. So if guest wants to enjoy the sunlight in the winter, enjoy the spa, so they can use that outdoor area for the spa treatment. So total 2 sets of spa treatments, rooms we have created. We have introduced this year. This is the outdoor treatment rooms overlooking the forest. We have a therapist, we do the yoga. So wellness is one of our strength, that in RAAS. RAAS is rooms, of course it is there. Properties, every property is unique, different from others. And the spa is one of the strength, and the great food. These are the all activities we do it, bush lunch, bird watching, cooking, farm. I'll just show you one of the photographs. We have the organic garden. So we have, as you know, the RAAS is always green. And every hotels, believe me, have our own organic garden. We love the guests can go pick their own vegetable and they can do their cooking session with the chef, and followed by they can do the tasting. So you go and pick yourself, that whatever vegetable you want to cook. So that is that. activities we do for the guest will with prior bookings, prior information. And when you do this cooking in the forest, of course, it gives you so much good feeling on that. Kayak and the boat ride also is there. This is the kayak, but we do the electric. We have electric boat also, which can accommodate 8 to 10 people. And we do the sundowner also on the boat. Like 8 people can go together on the for the sundowner. You choose your drinks, own drinks, and canopy safe can provide. So that's entire experience you do for 1.5 hours to enjoy the nature, enjoy that kind of sunset. Then you have bird watching also. So it gives a nice experience for this quiet and serenity, kind of nature. This is the bush lunch. It is a picnic lunch. Every forest, many of forest, that wild jungle plant we have, But this is also RAAS Chhatrasagar also, give this experience of the bush lunch. It operates from only from October to March because of the weather. In summers, we don't do that. So this is also very nice experience for the guests too for the photography, So if somebody's photography, kind of nature, so they will definitely love it. And we must include is one of the experience if they're staying for 2 nights. This is one of the addition also pottery activities we have added last year. And it's very much happening and guests are definitely loving it because in the wilderness in the camp you are staying, you need to do some activities. You have to keep engaged with the guest. So these are the all activities available for the guest, in the camp. Bird watching is part of the nature walk. So we have a naturalist. There are 2 naturalists there. So they always with the guest, with the pre-plan, take the guest for the nature walk, for the bird watching, and give them the entire experience. So this is the how the Chhatrasagar looks like, on the dam. So it's 16 tents in a row, and the one side you have overlooking the lake, which is 800 acres of size in the lake, and it's 28 feet water is there. Believe me, the first time ever have this much of water. Last year also had a heavy rain. So water level is very high, so 28 feet water, and the other side is the forest. So this is the location of the RAAS Chhatrasagar. Now, how we are going to use it, Chhatrasagar, if you are asking the accessibility, is very much ideally, it is fitting between Jaipur to Jodhpur. Jaipur to Jodhpur, you know that it's a very long journey. So why not giving this wilderness experience in the birds watching and the RAAS experience in between, which takes 4 hours drive from 4 to 4.5 hours drive from Jaipur to Chhatrasagar. 4 hours you can say. If you come very comfortably 4.5 hours to Jaipur to Chhatrasagar, stay there, experience Chhatrasagar, then further drive to Jodhpur, or if you want to go to Java, another place, or sorry, Udaipur. So these are the places you can go from Chhatrasagar. Udaipur very much connected. Chhatrasagar to Udaipur is 3.5 hours drive, through the Nathdwara road. Nathdwara where Devigarh also is there, So that's 3.5 hours. And Jodhpur, as I said, that 1.5 hours. There is how you can fit into the itinerary. If you want to include only with the Jodhpur, believe me, there's a now new airport has come up. As you know that Jodhpur 4th July, there was a inauguration was done by Prime Minister of India. Then 12th July, it was opened for the public. And we are hoping to get a more flight from different city from October 1st. As soon as I have the flight schedule, new flight schedule, I'll be happy to share with RAAS India and they will distribute to everybody. So that is the new things that are adding up as far as connectivity. So again, is very combination of, that's why I presented you the Jodhpur RAAS. So you can combination of Jodhpur and Chhatrasagar, believe me, to a different property and to a different kind of in nature. So Jodhpur, arriving to Jodhpur, stay 2 nights Chhatrasagar, then you do your Jodhpur things, before you fly back to, or before you're driving back to anywhere. So that's how you can use our Chhatrasagar. And believe me, there won't be any kind of guest kind of concern or any, actually it is only my only request to you that to use as much as you can to experience, because we really want to showcase Chhatrasagar for every guest, how RAAS has come up with this camp, like what is that luxuriness in the camp. So that is only, just Chhatrasagar to talk about. I'll just go to the next one, Devigarh, because if I am talking about RAAS Jodhpur Chhatrasagar, I have to talk to other two also a little bit short brief, so you'll have a better idea that how the Devigarh is about. So Devigarh, you know that this is the new Devigarh. Oh, believe me, why I'm saying new Devigarh, because if anybody's seen before 2 years back, and now if you visit, you'll see that lots of changes are done. Believe me, palace is remain same. I know, but the facility. Go to this go to this Devigarh garden suite. We have new Thara system. The garden suite, the outside sitting. There is a only simple sitting used to be there with two mudda and one stone table. Now we have a complete privacy of sitting space, Thara. Then room also we have done a lots of upgrades. The new bar, Darbar bar is there. So this is the entire Udaipur Devigarh, which is 45 minutes away from the city. Believe me, guests just love it. I know many guests, they want to be in the lake, only lake, but you can use as an alternate, not an alternate, as a separate destination, Devigarh. And surrounding is the Aravali range. It has a 39 suites. 16 are the garden suite, which is see this just next to this pool side, in a circle, the square, with some trees you see. These are all the garden suite. In the main palace, there's a palace suite and the Aravali suite. So total is 39 and including complex. There's a spa, again, the wellness is 10, two restaurant. One is the restaurant, one is the two bars, Darbar bar and Kothar bar. And one is restaurant terrace for the dining, private dining. Plus we have few more dining options is also there. In terms of the experience, village walk, Delvara village, Sadhana, there's Sadhana is there, where you can see that all ladies artwork. Then you have the temples visit, Nathdwara is close by. Udaipur city is just 35 minutes drive. Ranakpur also not too far. So all the activities by staying you can do from here, the Devigarh. This is how this Aravali suite, one of the suite category rooms I wanted to show you. It's overlooking the Aravali hills, and it's all the marble work. As you know, Devigarh knows for that marble work. This is Rajmahal Palace. It was Rajmahal, as you know, the many of them probably doesn't know that it is with the RAAS, but it knows very good that all are updated. Rajmahal we took over in 2022. It was used to be with, I think, Susan before. So it took over in 2022. It has a 13 suites and it is a history, it has very, very colorful, very colonial, palace. And the best part is that, that wallpaper works you can see here. So this palace is quite bigger than, so it is very nice addition to the RAAS hopper, when they'll come and next talk about the RAAS hopper. These are the rooms. This is the left one. You see, this is the Kennedy suite, and the other one is that your Queen Elizabeth. Why I'm showing these two photographs, because of these windows. This, you have seen this Rajmahal Palace, all the suites. All the windows are glass window, and it was fixed. Now, last year what we have done that we have made everything openable in window. To get a fresh air. So that all the windows, including Maharaja and Maharani suite, which is also had a fixed window. And many of them is complain that your Maharaja and Maharani look is very dark, So all the feedback, believe me, the RAAS believe in getting the feedback and we try and implement. So these are, we have done because of your feedback only. Okay, all the premium suites is very good suites, very good space, colorful. But problem was that all these windows was fixed. So we have now made it all openable window. So that is the addition. So now it is a value for money for the guest. They comes, they praise about, and they talk highly about these windows things, because everybody need a fresh air and need a ventilation. So that's was for Rajmahal Palace, and this is all the interior works you have gone through. Probably you have seen in this Chinese corridor. There's a vintage car, and that is the corridor of this palace. To get that interior part of the palace. So that was that Rajmahal Palace. Next is this is the I'm talking about RAAS Hopper. It is because why I'm telling you, because you might get to know, because lots of agents called me and said, there's some kind of RAAS hoppers you're running on the website or running ads or something. So I just want to tell you, yes, this is our signature or hopper. When you use two or more RAAS hotels, you stay two hotels, more hotels, you will become my RAAS hopper. So it is basically the name came from the grasshopper. You say that grass, the hopping from one to others. So it's a very hop, so that's why all these destinations are very important for us. Jaipur, Chhatrasagar, Jodhpur, and Udaipur. You are the experts in these industries, so you know that itinerary wise. So after Golden Triangle, believe me, this hoppers does so well for us. From Jaipur to Chhatrasagar to Jodhpur to Udaipur. And it is not that repeatingly same experience guest is get. Guests get a different experience, different property, different kind of that architect. So everything is different. So that's why this hopper is doing really well. It is introduced 4 years back. Then it is our more things to become more hoppers. So any guest, your guest use two hotels, more hotels will become our RAAS hopper things, believe me. So we love to have them as a RAAS hopper. So this is the itinerary how we set it up for the guest. This is the little bit brief of the hoppers, like your itinerary. You see the grasshopper is there on the left hand side. So it's after Golden Triangle from Jaipur to Chhatrasagar to Jodhpur to Devigarh. So that's the itinerary we being made for the guest. So this is 4 hotels, 4 destinations, and 4 unique experience. Is different hotel, different experiences there. So more details I'll be happy to share with you through Rare India. What all these benefits are there or not there. So I'll send it to you. So that's about all the RAAS hoppers. Thank you so much. I thought because Chhatrasagar was the main primarily basically to talk about, though lots of hotels has many things to say about, but we'll definitely get in touch and we'll update you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was that was actually wonderful. I don't see many questions right now, but yeah, please feel free to ask him if anything you have at this point.
So, me just looking at the picture of the new sort of the way the accommodation is now laid out at Chhatrasagar, is that now sort of one long block or is it still individual tents? How
No,
the building?
it's a long. It is a one to attach with others, so that all is continuously. There's no gap between one to others.
Yeah, so it's just one long block. So
Yeah.
access is from the back or?
Access is from this. There's every camp, every room, every tent has the different access. So in the different access on the other side, not the lake side, in the other side.
So from the back side.
So there's So there's access to lead to this every tents. So there's no like only the tent number 1 or 2, the first 2 are well connected because sometimes you need a connected kind of thing. So that's 2 are connected. So from first tent to second tent, which is from the other side, from the restaurant side, starting side, there's 2 tents are together. To get it, if your family coming with his parents or aged people, so they want to be together close to the restaurant. So that is the 2 tents are ideal for them.
Yeah, perfect. No, and it was lovely staying back. I stayed at Devigarh again last year for the first time in a while, and it was just lovely to see the property again. And again, as you said, it reminded me that when I was still selling holidays from the UK, we would put people in Devigarh for 3 nights and in Udaipur for 3 nights. And it just works so well as a combination there.
Absolutely. That's why I always say don't use as an alternate, use as a separate destination where relax, wellness, and you do other activities. Just be relaxed on that in this.
Yeah, we used to do that. Udaipur and then 3 nights at Devigarh before people fill out. It worked really well. Yeah, and
absolutely.
I love the new to me, that vegetable garden that you've put in there as well.
Yeah. We have lots of gardens, Philippa. We have gardens on the garden terrace. Exactly. The farm to table lunch also we do that. In a very sundowner, we also do that. So it's a beautiful garden, that entire landscape. So on the landscape, we have done many in this Devigarh.
Lots of things, yeah. It was really nice. It's looking good.
So we have a question from Radha Rangaswamy. What are the benefits if one becomes a RAAS Hopper member?
as I said, the RAAS hoppers, you see that there is basically it is all promotion, like you stay 4 nights, get fifth night, then you 7 nights, you get 2 nights additional free night. Then you have inclusions of spa, you have inclusions of, that one meal, daily one meal, like you are getting an experience of the dining at each hotel, one meal. You're getting a spa experience also. You have activities also. There's a unique activities we also offer in each hotel, like Raj Mahal, the City Palace. That private tour of this Jantar Mantar, sorry, not Jantar Mantar, that Chandra Mahal. Chandra Mahal is in the City Palace. So only the Raj Mahal Palace, Raj Mahal get the entry on that, that location, Chandra Mahal. Similarly, Jodhpur, this tuk-tuk ride, what we have the activities in the old city to explore. We offer that. Delwara village. So there's some activities, mix of some activities, some dining experience, some spa experience is a combined experience we offer to the last guest, hopper guest. So that they get the value for that. We are coming up with more hoppers. It is all will be launched very soon. But this is as of now, this current is last hopper is going on. Any questions? I hope that I've been able to clear it.
Yeah. So also, if the properties are outside the city, would you provide transfers to guests? Yeah, that you.
Yeah,
that you will do.
we do.
Yeah, of course.
We are in the hospital and we are in service. Though that RAAS hoppers, there's a pickup and drop from the local like Jaipur, Jodhpur. There is a Jaipur, Jodhpur, or Udaipur that is included on the RAAS hoppers. So it is there, So once you have the details of the RAAS hoppers, we'll send it to you through RAAS. Probably will do that. Then you will have a better idea.
Okay, so there's a question from Alia Khan. If you can also once more explain the accessibility to Chhatrasagar.
Okay, Chhatrasagar, there's 2 ways to include, as I said. One is Jodhpur is the nearest airport, and Kishangarh also is the airport. Kishangarh is also, that near to the Ajmer. So Kishangarh to Chhatrasagar also is like a 2 hours drive, and Jodhpur to Chhatrasagar 1.5 hour drive. So that is the one way to reach there. Second one, if someone is driving from Jaipur to Jodhpur, it's very much well centrally, located and can be fit into the itinerary, to make the journey. It's not to the user make journey, but it is really given different experience. So Jaipur to Jodhpur while driving can be included. And if somebody going from Jaipur to Udaipur, via Chhatrasagar, you can utilize to give that experience. And from Jodhpur to Chhatrasagar also. So these three, way definitely can be utilized. Only 16 trains. So that's way use.
Yeah, and also how would you connect if you are going by a train? That's also.
Train is that, that there's a Jodhpur to Jaipur, Jodhpur, there's a train Vande Bharat, but the timing is very awkward. We thought that it would be good time, but morning 5 o'clock, the train leaves from Jodhpur, and 11 o'clock night it reaches. The train, there's a different trains are there. In the morning, Jaipur, suppose there's a train at 6 o'clock. In Delhi, there's a Mandor Express, which leaves at 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock reaches in the morning, and at around 7:30 in the Mandor Express from Delhi. So there's a train, but that kind of train for RAAS guest, it is, you need a little bit cleanliness or good luxury train, which comes, faster. So that Vande Bharat is there, but timing is, as you know, that timing is a little bit awkward to reach Jodhpur, is 11 o'clock in the night.
So Shivani Sharma is asking you about the Sundowner. Sundowner on the boat can accommodate 8 to 10 packs. What if the number of packs are more? Would you be able to do that? How would you do it?
It will have to be in the batches. It has a certain capacity we cannot do for a safety reason. So 8 people, and you need a naturalist also. So naturalist will explain everything. So ideal to do that 8 people is very comfortable. And if it is more, then we can do in 2 batch, or they can take that kayak. Kayak can be, used for that, 2 people.
Okay. Do you do any cooking workshop?
Yes. Cooking is, as I said, that Jodhpur, Chhatrasagar is more ideal for this wellness and cooking. Cooking is Chhatrasagar. I've shown you the pictures. It's, a very interesting way to do that because organic garden is close to that only. That you go with the safe, pick your vegetables and cook, and then you want to taste it, you taste it to either lunch or dinner.
Are all your hotels accessible for the physically challenged?
Jodhpur, yes, we have the rooms on the ground floor. We have the restaurant with the ramp. Devigarh, if you see Devigarh also now we have very much access free, Earlier, lots of steps used to be there, which Philippa might be knowing. So now it's all this, we have made a ramp to reach to this garden suite. So garden suites, they can go easily, physical challenge people. Then from ramp to poolside and the restaurant, there is a chair lift. Lift chair is there, a chair lift. So in the chair lift, they can go up to the level. There is an elevator connected. So that is the Devigarh. Chhatrasagar, there's elevator also is there. Otherwise, few steps. Then after the restaurant and the rooms are close by. So there's no stairs. Rajmahal Palace, of course, there's a mandatory stairs. You have to take it because there's a 10, 12 steps is there from this base level to this main palace. So there's no ramp there. So that in Rajmahal, we have to use, the team will help them guest.
Now, all your experiences or activities say that you do, they are all, they can be done, I mean, for groups as well as exclusive, right?
Exclusive, every hotel has exclusivity in terms of dining and the experience also. So group and FIT is there, but the Devigarh has more choice in the venue. Jodhpur has a limited choice for the dining. If you're talking about is only that landscape garden. Chhatrasagar, you have many choices there. You have a dam wall, you have poolside, you have bush lunch, you have a sundown on the hilltop. Devigarh have many choice. You have a lakeside picnic lunch. You have the dinner also restaurant terrace. You have so much team building activities. Rajmahal also is possible on the lawn. The tennis squares. Polo, everything. This group and dining also the poolside plus the upper lawn. So all the hotels has that space. Only Jodhpur has a limited space for the private dining because that area is very small, less than 2 acres, and it has 2 restaurants where we can't do a private dining because nothing is private there. But landscape we can do that. Landscape is a garden lawn which is overlooking the view of the fort.
Okay, so and Alia, I think again as is similar. Do we have disabled friendly room in all the RAAS properties?
Jodhpur we have a one room. Devigarh we have. Chhatrasagar we don't have such kind of that low kind of showers or things, but as a accessibility we can say, that close to this reception, but not that kind of facility wise that bathroom.
Okay. Properties recommended for small children. Yeah.
Is for the Devigarh
All
is garden
age.
suite. Devigarh garden suite is a huge garden in front of you. That's definitely ideal for the children. Chhatrasagar is we have lots of activities for the children, even drawing a book and everything. Children that family time they can book it. Rajmahal also. Jodhpur also, because of Jodhpur we are all like children, the family and that pet friendly. These are all our, that we allow and we do that. So we have many activities we can curate for children. But every hotels are welcome, children friendly and the pet friendly and all the guests. Only that events, I just want to tell you that if you're doing a kind of bigger events, with the music or something, it is always we do with the buyout. We don't do a kind of music when you're talking about music. It is that DJ music, loud music you're talking about. As you know that RAAS doesn't do any kind of event unless it is a buyout. Because if we have a 2 FIT guests, 2 guests, those are important. So we never market ourselves, we never pitch ourselves as a social event or, the kind of musical event destination, like a wedding. So that's not our market segment. So that's why when you do this kind of events, any social events, Devigarh is more ideal to do that, because it has a many choice. Jodhpur is a little bit difficult to do with this loud music, but of course, regional performances like Rajasthani performance, things like that can be arranged. Only music is a little bit concerned. We have to keep in mind. Jodhpur is, as you know, that very hustle and bustle city. So much noise in the daytime. You are already getting a headache with all the noise. So that's why evening we want to keep it very quiet in Jodhpur. That's why we don't do any kind of amplifier music or any kind of loud music in Jodhpur. We keep it very peace and quiet. You have all hectic noisy day throughout the day in the old city. You want to be very quiet and peaceful dinner. So we do this special dinner in the landscape. In case somebody need a backdrop music, we do the Rajasthani performances, cultural performances, some kind of music, But
So,
Devigarh, we can do that. Chhatrasagar, we can't do any kind of music because of this wild nature. It disturbs to the nature. We don't do that. Rajmahal also can be done similar like Jodhpur and Devigarh.
so weddings and things you do, but it has to be a buyout
It is
only then.
a buyout, is intimate. So it is, you are sure that RAAS doesn't take a wedding if your bookings are there. If we
Okay.
don't have availability, we'll say that there's no availability. But I am proudly saying that this is the market, in the face, we have created the market that RAAS never come back and tell you, please move your rooms, by forcefully. So that's not the market we depend, and that's not the market we follow. If we have two gates very important for us.
Okay, I think, yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much. Any questions from the team? I'm sure they're all quite, yeah, they can
So
reach
thank
out
you
to
so
you
much.
anytime. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheikh. Hopefully see you
Thank you,
soon.
Zuana.
Thank
Thank you
you.
soon in October.